Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Happy Monday, right? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Right, I know it's 10 o'clock, 10:30 on a Monday. I totally get it. Probably the most nerve-wracking thing of the morning so far is to have Governor Herbert work the wood saw down the hall with blind shades on or shades on. So we could either had a real bad start to our transition today or had a smooth start, and it went remarkably well. So we appreciate the governor for being here and being a part of this important occasion for our department. So those of you that know Representative Thurston, raise your hand, Norm. Representative Thurston ran House Bill 325. And he doesn't know that I've talked about him a lot in my travels across the summer, but did a real remarkable job running this legislation and being a real listener and to making sure that the bill in its final form met the needs of all those stakeholders that were interested. So I admire you for that. I watched you and had several conversations with you, as you know, and you did a real excellent job running that legislation. So we're proud of the work that you had done. Certainly acknowledge our special guests, which Governor Herbert will help us kick off and welcome the USOR staff into the executive branch, so we're appreciative that he's here. There's a few cabinet members here. I saw Mike Hussey from DTS is here, and so I thanked him this morning because it's always nerve-wracking on day one if the computers come on, right? And they all did, remarkably, on day one. Yay. Thank you, Mike. I was expecting either a phone call at 6 in the morning saying they're not working, and sure enough, they worked out great. So thanks to your team. We know it's no easy task to move IT systems from one organization to another. Kristen Cox is here, the governor's Director for Management and Budget, so appreciate her being here, and then others that I may not be able to see because I don't have my glasses on. Welcome, and welcome to all of you. It's good to be with you all again. As you know, I've been across the state, zigzagging all around from May until I think my last office visit is Wednesday, or no, a week from Wednesday, something like that. That would be 72 office visits across the state to really interact with all of you to make sure that any questions that you had or concerns that you had about moving from USOR into workforce services were addressed, and that you had some time getting to know me as well as me getting to know you as an important part of the transition. Certainly there's a lot of work still to be done, but phase one, and I call it the heavy lift because it indeed is a heavy lift between both departments. It's consumed our entire summer. Amongst everything else we have responsibility for, to have a great team involved in both the USOR side as well as the DWS side has made this process go remarkably smooth. knock on wood, right? It's still 10:30 on Monday morning. But we are very excited to welcome you all into Workforce Services. It's a great organization, and I think we become even stronger as an organization with bringing all of you from USOR into Workforce Services. Most importantly, and I'll end on this note and turn some time to the governor, is it will enhance the level of service that we can provide with people with disabilities. Okay? What that looks like today is going to be something different tomorrow. And I expect all of us to work together, both on the USOR side and all the other divisions at DWS, to really enhance the level of service and the level of dedication that we have for people with disabilities. And I'm very optimistic and very hopeful and very confident that we can do that. So with that, I'd like to welcome Governor Herbert, the 17th governor of our state, a governor of the people, and a good friend of mine. So we'll invite Governor Herbert up to speak to the group. Thank you.
Well, thank you, John. And I'm honored to be here with you today, again, as we have kind of a unique, maybe transition for some of us, again, as we assimilate 400 employees from the Utah State Office of Rehabilitation now into the Department of Workforce Services. And I guess my first order of business is to welcome you all. We're honored to have you be a part of the executive branch and recognize that you do really important things, and we expect you'll continue to do really important things, and hopefully the environment you find yourself in will be actually a very positive thing, even though change is sometimes difficult. And so, again, we welcome you. We appreciate Representative Thurston for his recognition of a need to have some change and help facilitate that to take place. I've known John Pierpont, and I can tell you that he's a good man. I've watched him grow up, literally, because I used to play tennis with his father, George Pierpont, and his uncle, Cliff Pierpont, who were very exceptional tennis players at a racket club down in Provo, Utah. And the tag-along guy that kind of kept showing up was John. And he was a young tennis player who wanted to improve his skills and his ability to win tennis matches. And I can tell you, I saw commitment and dedication as this young person in junior high and high school, going to the racket club and practicing his serve and his returns and his volleys and his ground strokes, you know, virtually every day of the week to get better. And that same dedication is what he brings to the Department of Workforce Services. So you're going to be working with a person who understands hard work, he understands dedication, he understands commitment, and the need to roll up your sleeves and get to work if you're going to improve yourself. And just as important as what he brings to the table and what we all probably ought to appreciate is that we in government are in the people business, trying to help improve people's lives. We hopefully bring talent to this assignment, but recognizing that the end goal, the end result here is to help people improve their lives and be more productive and successful citizens of this great state of Utah and our local communities, and of course the great country of America. I think we sometimes forget that. We think that we're, whatever our business is, that we're in the trucking business, we're in the manufacturing business, we're in the sales business, when in fact we really are in the people business, making people's lives better. So I thank John and I thank all of you for your efforts to make and improve people's lives. We're kind of concentrating today on disabilities, and I think that's very appropriate. Again, those who are sight impaired and those who are hearing impaired. But I certainly want to recognize and acknowledge that we all have disabilities. Some are more noticeable than others, but we all have shortcomings in our own makeup, whether that be physical or mental, maybe how we view the world. There's room for improvement. So again, today in a very dramatic fashion, as I had to put on a mask, so I was in fact literally blind and could not see, and then have somebody try to help me use a woodworking saw machine, which was really a little bit scary, you know, and to say, can I do this? And am I going to lose a finger in the learning process, you know? And again, I was appreciative of Ray Wright helping me, and he said, put your hands on my hands. and I'll guide you. And that's really what we do, I think, in trying to say, look, put your hands in my hands. Let us help you. What you do with the Office of Rehabilitation to help rehabilitate people is a very good service that you render in helping improve people's lives. And it's really a metaphor for all of us. You know, put your hands on my hands, let me help you, and together we'll achieve some better outcomes and greater results. 25% of our, or about 20% of our population have got some kind of disability, which means that 30% of our families, nearly 1/3 of all of our families, have people with disabilities that are in our homes. In my own family, we have disabilities in some of my nephews and nieces and my sisters, and so I've seen it up close and personal, like most of you have. And again, I appreciate there are people like yourselves who are helping improve these folks' life by giving them additional skills and training. Certainly want to recognize our great Kristen Cox, who runs our Office of Management and Budget, which is one of the more challenging jobs there is in state government. We have a $15 billion budget, and she's responsible for tracking every dollar of it, and does a great job, even though she is sight impaired. And she's an inspiration to all of us as she motors around the Capitol without any assistance, and really has got the confidence to inspire the rest of us that if she can do it, we ought to be able to at least try to keep up, although it's been a hard thing, Chris, for us to keep up with you, but we're all trying hard. So again, you're an inspiration, I think, to all of us in what you do and the service that you're rendering. And so on behalf of the people of Utah, we're honored to have you here as part of our Department of Workforce Services. I believe we can continue to work together and not only help you have a great work experience here in state government, but also the ability for us to help improve people's lives, and which is really the goal that we all should set for ourselves. With that, I do what governors do, and that is have declarations. And I have a declaration today for this occasion, which I'm going to read and then I'm going to sign here. And again, an acknowledgement of all the great work and service that you're rendering here to the people of Utah. So I'll read it. Whereas the Utah Department of Workforce Services, along with the Utah State Office of Rehabilitation, provide resources and services for individuals with disabilities to find meaningful employment and achieve independence. Whereas it is imperative to raise awareness about disabilities, employment issues, and celebrate the many varied contributions of individuals with disabilities. Whereas awareness activities will reinforce the value and talent that individuals with disabilities add to our workplace and communities. And whereas Utah ranked 8th in the nation for employing working age individuals with disabilities and successfully employed more than 3,500 individuals with disabilities in 2015. And whereas the state affirms its commitment to an inclusive community, now therefore I, Gary R. Herbert, Governor of the State of Utah, do hereby declare October 2016 as Disability Employment Awareness Month. Again, we recognize the important contribution of those who are disabled, and we recognize the contribution of those who help those with disabilities to make themselves increase their talents to become productive members of our society. So that's what this declaration is about. And now I'm going to sign this with my best penmanship. Now it's signed, we can all clap. All right, John, let me present this to you, and I'll present not only the declaration to you, but I'll present to you this the signing pen, only used one time, worth 99 cents. We are a fiscally conservative state, but again, you can have that as a memento to maybe pass out to somebody you'd like to see recognized. Thanks, everybody.
Governor, thank you. I'm Darren Brush, Director of the State Office of Rehabilitation. Before I offer just a couple of concluding remarks, I'd like to invite your woodshop instructor, Ray Wright, up to the podium to present you with a gift. Ray?
Okay. Governor Herbert,
Yes, Ray.
want to say you did an awesome job on the table saw.
Well, not only did my fingers not get cut off, but yours didn't either.
Yeah,
That was
I
what
do
was
have all
impressive.
10.
Yeah.
Anyway, on behalf of USOR, to commemorate this great day, I'd like to present you with the wooden lightsaber.
Hey,
May the workforce be with us.
thank you.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Ray.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm going to use this with the legislature. I think I can maybe get a few more things done. Thank you. This is very kind.
Ray, that's beautiful. It strikes me that lightsaber is probably emblematic of this transition in more ways than one. It's beautiful. And one of the great things about the State Office of Rehabilitation is the beauty of our mission in serving people with disabilities across all of our programs, across all of our activities. That's what we have in common. It looks like it was taken from it was probably a mature tree. And what you may not know is that the State Office of Rehabilitation is the oldest social services agency in the state of Utah. This is our 96th year. And it looks remarkably solid. Governor, I guess my last remarks are, it's my honor to deliver to you the State Office of Rehabilitation to the executive branch, complete in all its parts, with a sense of itself, a plan for moving forward, and great reform in its rearview mirror. So with that, we deliver to you, with distinction and with a commitment to excellence, the State Office of Rehabilitation. Thank you. Am I the wrap up too? Well, thank you. Thank you to all. John did a nice job of recognizing our dignitaries. To all of you here, thank you for coming, for the media, for showing up. I want to say it's been a Herculean task these last few months. Representative Thurston gave us till October, and we told him we could pull it off, and we have, as John suggested. Our biggest concern was that we kept our promise that we made in all of our visits this summer, that the computers will come on and the lights will come on. And they did that. So we can conquer anything together, I'm confident. So thank you all for coming. To all the folks who have dialed in online, thank you. Thank you for your commitment. It's taken two tremendous teams that are now one team. So thank you for your attendance today. And please, if you wish to linger, we'd love to have you see more of the center or talk with some of our colleagues. But thank you again for coming.